you been doing this, Zach?
Oh, I don't know. Since,
Puberty?
Right, puberty.
I'm Charlotte Blackwood.
I'm Maverick.
Maverick? Does your mother not like you or something?
Redneck. Well, the boys around here don't listen to the Beatles run. Old Bo Cephas threw a jukebox needle at the honky-tonk where they boot stomp all night. What? That's right. Yeah, and what they call work a digging in the dirt. Gotta get it in the ground before the rain come down to get paid to get the girl in your four-wheel drive. Yeah, the boys around here drinking that ice-cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys around here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot a back, shoot a back, shoot a back, spit. Oh, heck. Well, the boys around here, they're keeping it country. Ain't a damn one know how to do the Dougie. No, I'm not in Kentucky, but these girls around here, yep, they still love me. Yeah, the girls around here, they all deserve a whistle. Shaking that sugar sweet as Dixie Crystal. They like that yawling southern drawl and just can't help it 'cause they just keep falling for the boys around here. Drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys around here sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot her back and shoot her back and shoot her back and spit.
Let's ride through the countryside. Let's ride down to the hillside.
Hey now girl, hop inside. Me and you gonna take a little ride to the river. Let's ride. That's right. Lay a blanket on the ground. Kissing in the crickets is the only sound. We out of town. Have you ever got down with a do you wanna get down with a girl, you gotta get down with the boys round here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot her back and shoot her back and shoot her back. I'm one of them boys round here, drinking that ice cold beer, talking about girls, talking about trucks, running them red dirt roads out, kicking up dust. The boys round here, sending up a prayer to the man upstairs. Backwoods legit, don't take no lip. Shoot her back and shoot her back and shoot her back and spit.
Welcome to the WINGIT call. 11/11/2016. Take a knee, please. Lord, thank you for all your divine guidance and your protection. Please provide the same to all of my brothers and sisters and give us guidance as this blessing comes down. Also, to our veterans, thank you for your service. The time that you have spent and endured being shamed, because all wars are bankers' wars. It just took us a while for everybody to wake up, to realize what was going on. I want to thank you for your service and everything that you've endured. not just on the battlefield, but once you got home here. And this happens, many people I know are going to need your aid, and no longer will you have to wait for approval or even to wait to see a doctor 30, 60, 90, 6 months down the road. A lot of people I've talked to, first and foremost, have you in mind because of your service you have provided to this country. Thank you. Now, that being said, we're not attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, or any form of legal advice. Anything on this call is not to be considered any form of legal advice at all, not happening. And for the rest of the disclaimer, please go to the wingitcall.com, and there's a disclaimer tab. Click on that for the rest of the disclaimer. Art is not here today. He's still feeling a little under the weather, and I believe he went to the eye doctor. He's having some eye issues, but he does say nothing has changed, status quo, but things are looking better. And we've all been reading on the internet what's going on, so take it with a grain of salt. What else? Quite a bit. Let me see here. Wingman, got anything to add into the beginning of the show?
Not at the moment. I am coming to you live from the giant food market, which is noisy and chaotic and not conducive to talking on the phone at the moment. So I'm gonna mute. I'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes.
Oh, it's honeydews. Got it.
It is. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Well, I did get an email. Oh, let me back up here. Oh, crud. Let me look back over here because I'm pretty sure. Okay. Bruce did say on his call last night that the lower denoms are in Iraq. Being a smidgen skeptical, I made a few phone calls, and I did get confirmation that the LDs are out and have been for a couple of days. And when I say the lower denoms, I'm talking about the fills, the coins, the 1s, 5s, 10s, and 20s. That was confirmed by a military person in Mosul, said yes, they are out. So that was one confirmation. I called another contact, and they concurred that yes, it wasn't boots in the ground, but it was some people that he knows that they can ask questions, and it was confirmed that what Bruce was saying is true. Now, as for a rate, I have no idea. I've heard rumors from anywhere from $3.41 to $7. Nobody knows for sure. I've got to call in about that. I haven't got a call back yet. So, don't know. But you would think, we've always heard that once the lower denoms are out, that it's party time. No, not yet. Why? I have no idea. Don't know who's holding it up. Have a suspicion, but, suspicions are like belly buttons. Everybody's got one. What else? Over on my WINGIT email. Oh, by the way, star 2 to raise your hand because it's going to be Q&A day today. I got a letter, an email that had a letter inside of it. I'm going to read it. It's a little lengthy, but if you'll bear with me, I think you'll enjoy it. The following is a letter from a phone call I had with X today. I got her into this about 5 years ago, and she has dug deeper than I have in years, and I feel this is a totally accurate and not a fabricated rumor. Wanted me to pass this on. It's now in your hands. You can call me for more info or call her directly. Well, I was a little late getting to the email, so I didn't get a chance. So here goes. Hi, X. Thought I would share an interesting set of circumstances with you that occurred at two of my local Chase Bank branches in Naples yesterday. I believe this is in Arizona, I think. Oh, that is so tasty. No, it is not an alcoholic beverage, much to my chagrin. Anyway, circumstances with you that occurred at two of my local Chase Bank branches in Naples yesterday. See what you make of it. Yesterday morning on the 9th at a local Chase Bank in Naples, while I was having some documents notarized, I casually asked the banker if she knew when the new currency was coming out, the rainbow gold-backed currencies. She replied, "We don't have it yet, but it's scheduled to be here by next week by Friday, November 18th, for all area branches." I asked, and she said, "Yes." Now, if it's planned for the public to be using the banks, and we, the Internet group, are planned to be using the off-site Downing locations prior to the public, this gives us a real timeline we can look for, possibly between now and the end of the weekend for us. If we go ahead of the public, I am thinking that the public cannot exchange until they have access to the new money, and neither can we. I want to make a comment right here. I'm thinking there has to be some sort of announcement, because if we pull up with that new money and walk into a Walmart and say, "I'd like to break this 100," and you throw it down there and they've never seen it before, they're going to laugh at you and tell you, "Take that monopoly money and get out." Or they'll call the police saying somebody's trying to pass bogus money. So back to the letter. So if all of our local Chase branches expect to be fully hydrated with the new money by the 18th, our Internet group should go sometime prior to the 18th, and the public anytime after the 18th is my guess. I am thinking that the off-site locations will also need a vault of sorts for all the vast sums of valuable Zim and other currencies they would be collecting. It would seem prudent to protect their foreign currency with a vault, and if a vault is there, the new rainbow currency would also be installed into those off-site locations to dispense to those in the Internet group with some cash in hand. Goes back to, if you walk out into public and start trying to use it, I think we're going to have an issue without an announcement. With cash in hand when they exchange. Large amounts would be dispensed electronically to the appropriate accounts. The off-site locations might be hydrated prior to the banks, or at least by Friday the 19th, as well as the banker stated. Later that same afternoon, we proceed to another Chase branch in Naples to set up an account for my friend so that he could purchase some VND. The appointment to do this was arranged earlier at that branch due to non-availability of a banker at the earlier time. They knew he came in to buy Dong, had to set up an account in order to do so. During the account setup process, I spoke with the private banker that we were directed to. In all of our conversations, never did she act surprised about the discussions regarding currency reval or exchanging. No more "it's a scam" comments. That was in parentheses. While setting up the account, she inquired as to how much money he expected to leave in the account. Went a little bit too high there. How much money he expected to leave in the account. He looked at me not knowing what to tell her, so I replied, "He will probably leave at least 1/3 of the money in it after exchanging, which is about $1 million US. And the remaining amount would be divided among 2 or more new business accounts as he plans to start some business projects after the exchange." She said, "That'll be fine." Bear with me. I have to read all this so that when I get to the last paragraph, you'll understand. That will be fine. And proceed to set up the paperwork. She didn't bat an eye over the phrases currency exchange or the other huge amounts of exchanged money mentioned. At one point, she began, parentheses, what I consider to be a parallel inquiry to an exchange inquiry, meaning pre-questions before the post-questions. At one point, she began to ask these questions similar to what I would expect they would use to process each of us at the actual exchange. There were many questions about his home, length of residence, time there, his immediate family, even his ancestors and heritage, his job and details about it, much deeper than ever before, etc. Each time he answered, she looked back at her screen because she already had his entire profile on it and was matching each answer with the data that showed on the screen. She had an extensive list of questions that drew out even any personality traits, personal interest in a disguised manner. The banker asked if it was a POD account and also if the account was to be in the name of a trust. None of these type of questions have ever been done any time prior when setting up an account. I concur. Very unusual. I felt like we were guinea pigs for a test run to the RV. I read all that to read this. At one point, the banker left the room with my friend and I in the quiet. I overheard two tellers talking in the break room next to me. One was lamenting that as soon as she gets home from her last shift, she is asked to immediately leave again, and she quickly repacks her suitcase. She was miffed and said, I hope this time it's going through, because I'm sick of this. I believe that she was describing the off-site staffing to her coworker, which she sounded like was part of in the conversation. It sounded like they were knowledgeable of the activity, and the one woman was extremely tired of the delays. See what your thoughts are on this material. Sounds like Chase is well prepared and ready for us. Keep the faith. I thought that was a very worth reading. Hope it was interesting to you. Oh my, nobody's raised their hand. Awesome. I guess this will be a short call. I've done such a good job that we've covered everything and nobody's really worried about what's going to go on. Oh, by the way, would like to do a shout out. Hey, girlfriend, Miracle Queen, saw you called in on Skype there or the web. Good to see you again. Glad to see you're still amongst us. And what else here? Oh, there's going to be a new access code next Tuesday for the call. So I will tweet it out and I will post it on my web page, but there will be a new access code. Same numbers, same call-in numbers, just a new access code. So I want you to be prepared for that. So if anybody asks, spread the word today. I'll tweet it out, but there will be a new access code Tuesday for Tuesday's call if we have one. All righty, here we go. Hollywood, Florida. Come on down.
Is that me?
That's you, Hollywood, Florida. 954.
Mr. Jerry McGuire. This is the Lion.
Well, how are you doing today?
Pretty good, sir. You know, it's been a long time since we've chatted, and I was like, golly, whatever happened to him? And then a good friend of mine down here actually hooked me into getting your number, and I was having a hard time trying to call in because of these phone lines that were here. And I was like, I just wanted to pop in and say hello to you because it's been a while, sir.
Well, you know what? Here, hold on just a second. And I see your number down there. Let me pencil it down. I'll give you a chit chat after the call. How's that?
Absolutely. You know, I lost contact with you. I don't know. God, it's been a good year or so, and I was like, you know, I just talked to a good buddy of mine. I said, how the heck do you get onto his calls and so forth and so on? And you know, I just was wondering how you were doing and so forth, and I was glad to hear the information that you shared today and so forth. But that's why I was popping in to say hello too, and keep doing what you're doing. And I'm definitely looking forward to this RV, just like many people on this line.
Any words of wisdom?
Just keep God in your focus and within your zone, and everything will be fine. No, everything's good in my end. I'm just, you know, just nobody really knows. Like you know, everybody always says the realness of, you know, if this is here really right now. I believe it's here, and we're in it for the reason. And it could very well happen today as much as it can happen tomorrow or the very next day. So I'm hoping for the positiveness to come out of this, that everybody does do the right thing when they become the wealthy individuals that they are.
Have you heard anything about the LDs coming out or out?
Which one's coming out?
The lower denoms, LDs.
Yes, I did. Yes, and I heard the ranges, and I've heard that they're supposedly getting disseminated through all the banking, and I also heard that last week was a shipment of China fireworks going out, but nothing ever came up to pass with that. I know that they want to nip this thing in Missoula in the bud and get it out there, but, you know, we're getting some last-minute information. I don't know if it's actually done. I believe it has been, and I believe that we need to get our people out of there and resolve this as quickly as possible, and allow them to get started with what they need to do. But I don't know exactly what the true amount is. I had heard it was 93 million or 93 trillion up to that in the lower denomination. So if that's true, that's a beautiful thing, and especially if they're utilizing it. I don't know if all the banks are actually utilizing it. Sorry about that. A dog was barking and some girl got scared. But, you know, yes, I did hear that, though.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I will give you a call later.
You got it, bud.
All right, bye.
You know, Jerry, I was listening to the email that you read, and also what Lion just talked about. Couldn't help but smile because 90 days ago, we were having the same conversations in private and being sworn on pain of death not to let it out. So, and if I look back 90 days prior to that, there was a whole other set of information that was keep dark top secret. Don't let it out. It'll wreck everything. So I'm thinking that maybe they've used up that welcome as well. Just seems not ironic. It's methodical now. Although I do believe that things are in place. What I cannot be convinced of or you know, bet the farm on is when. I still have no faith in when. So it's there. So the money's being distributed. You know, maybe the LDRs did hit the street yesterday in Iraq. I'm trying to get confirmation on that. We spoke about that earlier today. But it's just another lesson, guys. Discernment. Reserve
Absolutely.
any final conclusions unless you can verify it from 3 separate sources. And one of those has to be from outside of DNR land defense. way it's got to be.
Well, let us go on to Orlando, Florida. Come on down, 407.
How you doing this afternoon, Mr. Jerry?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I just want to give a little bit of history lesson, so I might be on the line just for a little bit. But I'm not as concerned as I was, because I talked to an individual you and I both are acquaintance with, and we talked for a little bit this morning. My big concern is with the election. Let's go back to history. When was the last time we've had a Republican Congress, Republicans, or I should say House of Representatives, a Republican Senate, and a Republican President? 1928. 1928.
I don't know. I heard 2006.
No, because we had a Democratic, we know 2006 it didn't work. I'm talking about when we elected one into office. When we actually voted to bring a full Republican House in.
Okay, so
1928. What happened in 1929?
Great Depression?
Yes, sir. Now, with that being said, I've done a little more research. We do know that whatever you want to call them, the good guys, the white hats, whatever you want to call them, the people in charge at that point, or were trying to help the Americans out, they didn't have a safety net in time. The safety net is in place now if they try to do this between now and the end of 2017. You understand what I'm saying? The safety net is in place. That was my big concern. So if you've got this, you're on the right side of everything. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a history lesson today on that issue, because that was my big concern. And then I talked to this individual that we both know. He said the safety net is here now. That's not a concern anymore, which eased my mind today. And I'm just letting you know that we're on the cusp of something that I've never seen in my entire life. Like I said, I was born in 75, and I've never seen a Republican Congress and a Republican president like this ever. Never, ever. So I just wanted to bring that out, not to scare nobody, but let's look at history, because history wants to kind of always repeat itself, every now and then. So that's all I wanted to say, just to keep everybody's mind about what this is all about and what it can do if it does happen, if they want to be stupid and do what they want to do.
Right.
But that's all I got to say about that, Joe. I hope I didn't make you mad. I just wanted to give a little history class real quick. Because it's concerning, but yet at the same token, we're on the safe side, and then all the people we can help if something bad does happen. You know what I mean?
Yep. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, and God bless you all. And let's hope it soon. That's all. I mean, there's something in the air. We all smell it. There's something we've never had before. Never ever. Never ever.
I gotta ask a question.
Yes, sir.
It's been a long time.
Yes,
Do you remember what the code word is?
Wait and wait.
No, when this happens, what is the code word that I tweet out?
That I can't remember, Jared. It's been too many weeks ago. I can't remember.
Depends.
Yes, sir. That's it. I got you.
All right. Thank you.
I got you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate everything, Jerry. And I just want to give a little history class. That's all.
Lost Wages, Nevada, 702.
I love when you just say lost wages. How you doing, Jerry?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Dominic from Vegas. Hey, just a little tidbit. I always watch. I was watching Fox News, and they had the commercials come on about buying gold and silver. And the first time I think I heard the guy say, "You need to buy gold and silver because there's a big reset coming, and it's coming real soon."
Really?
Yeah. They're selling gold and silver, and he said there's a reset coming. It's going to be a big bubble burst, and you need to buy gold and silver. I mean, I'm like, wow.
I think I'll wait. I have ideas.
Yeah, but I'm trying to say reset. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think hopefully this is our week.
All right.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Ooh. San Diego, 619. Come on down.
Hello there. Hello, Jerry?
Yes.
Yes, hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. It's Wendy.
Yes.
And I've been hearing a couple of hopeful rumors and one that may be hopeful, and I just thought I'd quickly state them. I have no confirmation, just that more than one of my trusted sources who have some very nitty-gritty sources are saying. And then if there's any comment, great. If not, fine. But I'm just putting it out there to see. One is that they heard that their USNs are they're waiting for confirmation that they are ready. Okay, whatever that means. Also that there is exchanging going on, sovereign exchanging going on today in the South for vets and Indians. And also that there's some delay because of the question over the vote count on Trump, and that apparently the belief is that is being resolved. I just thought I'd put that out there. Some of it sounds really hopeful, and I'm just hoping and praying, along with others, I'm sure, asking for prayer that all be resolved quickly.
Well, I did hear that the Secretary of State for Michigan, Arizona, and New Hampshire have yet to sign off as yes, this is. I agree. I concur with the count. So it's they're trying, bless their hearts, but I don't believe it's gonna. I'm not worried. Let's put it that way. All righty, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I'll get to you in just a minute, but we've got West Point and we got my Hootspa buddy hanging down there. So hold on, I'll get to you. Ubidi, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. How you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. It's pronounced Nancy. The reason for my call, and thanks for accepting the call. I'm trusting you can hear me well enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, real fine. It's a beautiful day. I'm sitting out on my porch looking at a wonderfully blue sky, and things feel quite normal. Yet, even as late as just this morning, a fellow on I don't know which guru name he uses, but he was saying, get ready, because it's going to pop. I feel like it's tomorrow, Saturday. Of course, this is the same guy that felt like it was 10 or 11, repeating what Joseph or Giuseppe or whatever he calls himself. Anyway, we live kind of in this, and then we kind of put on a different brain.
You're kind of cutting in and out there, sir.
Okay, sorry. I'll speak up. Let me know. We live in a normal world, and we then step into the demand world where we think differently, we accept things differently, we reason differently. For instance, one of the underpinnings has just accepted, I think, honestly, kind of thoughtlessly, is that Paris Agreement on climate change, ratified in effect. It reached the threshold number of ratifying nations, all of that. Though there has been some, I think, rather poorly reasoned suggestions as to, and without any disrespect at all, the reasoning has. There is no buried language document. There is no language which will understand different.
It's your internet connection. It's kind of choppy. If you would, can you call back in on your phone, and I'll get back with you here in just a minute.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Thanks. All right. Thanks. West Point, come on down.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Jerry, for taking my call. Hi, Iko. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope both of you guys are doing well on this happy Friday. I have a comment and a question. The first thing is the comment is the email was very encouraging. Many of us, I think at this time in the stage of the game that we're in, hearing something like that from someone should be very reassuring and put a smile to people's face that maybe this journey that we're going and experiencing is coming to an end. So thank you for sharing that. And my question is, have any of you or ICO heard about, I know we were talking, one of the callers mentioned some type of announcement, whether it be through the Gazette over in Iraq for something, for some celebration or liberation over there, or from the IMF. I've heard rumors that maybe Lagarde was going to mention something over the weekend. Have you guys heard anything like that?
Oh yeah, all the time, but it didn't happen. If it did, it was kept very quiet. Like I've said, if they make an announcement at the UN, they can make it in the middle of the night, in the AM portion, keep it quiet and put it through the back channels for all the other countries to hear about it, but we won't for quite some time. So I think that's what's happened.
All right.
Yeah, I think Art posted something about the IMF announcement in one of his forwarded emails this morning. Unfortunately, I'm still out shopping, so I can't.
Well,
I
I actually got an email, and I can probably read that one too.
It's probably the same one. I'm gonna mute out again.
Well, let me see here. Let me see. It's not that one. Is it this one? Well, if you want to if you'll hold on just a second, West Point. This is what, and it's a link to the IMF website. It says Executive Board approves renewal of new agreements to borrow from November 11th. And I think this might, they'd never come out and say anything like you're supposed to. It's always in code. So it says the Executive Board of the IMF approved on November 4th without an Executive Board meeting the renewal of the new arrangements to borrow, or NAB, for a 5-year period starting November 17th. Does that date sound familiar? The NABs are credit arrangements between the IMF and a group of members and institutions to provide supplementary resources of up to, and this is an SDR, 181 billion, or about 250 billion, to the IMF to forestall or cope with an impairment of the IMF International Monetary System, or to deal with an exceptional situation that poses a threat to the stability of the system. I'll read that again. A group of members, the NIB, are credit agreements between the IMF and a group of members and institutions to provide supplementary resources up to 250 billion to the IMF to forestall or cope with an impairment of the international monetary system, or to deal with an exceptional situation that poses a threat to the stability of the system. The NAB entered into effect on November 17th, 1998, and has been renewed continuously with the current 5-year NAB period ending on November 16th, 2017. The approved renewal of the NAB, together with the IMF's membership commitments to will help maintain the IMF's lending capacity and provide confidence that the IMF will continue to address the needs of its membership. What a lot of double talk to say, you know what, I think we're getting ready to have an infusion of cash.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way that's going to happen is you know what.
Exactly. Agreed 100%. Thank you so much for reading that. And gentlemen, have a great weekend, and let's bring this thing in.
Thanks. And right there is my hoops buddy.
Good afternoon, Jerry.
Howdy. How
Good
you
afternoon.
doing?
Good. How you guys doing today?
Not bad.
Happy Veterans Day. We owe our veterans a huge debt of gratitude they have been preserving our freedom for many years, and I appreciate them very much. So it was a nice tribute you made earlier. Yes. Hello, Lyko. What's he doing in the
He's
store?
muted. He's. Oh, okay.
Is he buying those Chinese cheese straighteners again?
Okay, I'm unmuted, but I missed what you just said.
I said, are you still looking to purchase those Chinese cheese straighteners?
Oh.
Steady there, Iko. Glad you caught yourself.
I'm like everything else, I'm going to wait, evaluate, and make a decision in my own time. How's that?
It's a marvelous thing. You're a tribute to your race. Okay. That gentleman that said, commented about the gold commercial, I saw it too. He did say, he was looking, for people to turn in their gold, buy plenty of gold. There's going to be a coming reset. I heard that a number of times within a few days or so, lately. And as far as the IMF is concerned, beware, guys. Keep in mind that it's still owned and operated by the Rothschilds, and they're not.
Oh, absolutely. People. The entire from the name UN to the World Bank is all cabal owned.
Absolutely. But I really believe the good forces are winning on our behalf because, this blessing, I've always said for years that if this happens, it'll be by the hand of God and His hand only. And we just got to keep praying and believing and thanking Him in advance for this great blessing. Because He does know the heart of every individual, and He knows His children. He gives it to us for it's a great responsibility to help others. So we should really pray about what He wants us to do with this, because He may have a whole different, set of rules than we have. I mean, even though we want to help others, we should still find out what He wants us to do. So we should pray for that. The other thing I wanted to say was that those 3 states that haven't signed off on the votes yet, I heard that Soros wanted to use those 3 states to reclaim the presidency for Hillary, but I don't think that's going to happen. What do you think?
I'm not worried about it. I know that it's being handled.
Yeah,
there's
I do too.
I won't say what movie, but the quote is, as the rain is coming down over the crowd, and the quote is, one cannot go against the hand of God.
Right.
And that's exactly what's happening right now.
Absolutely.
And to try to go against something like that probably wouldn't bode well for the people doing it. That's why I'm not worried about it.
That's right. That's a good attitude. Finally,
did you get you some barbecue? Did you get you some barbecue
ahead.
sauce for your meatballs?
I tried that sauce. I wasn't very happy with it at all, man. I wouldn't buy that stuff. I'd throw it. I'm sorry to say.
See,
I'm only kidding. I'm teasing you. It's a joke. Come on.
Uh-huh.
I was just trying to get a rise out of you. That's all. I was just playing with you. No, I didn't try it yet. No, actually,
okay.
I'm not really a fan. I'm not a fan of tangy barbecue sauce. I'm an Italian, and I have an allegiance to. I know, but I have an allegiance to tomato sauce. I'm Italian, and that's kind of like my. It's just where I am right now. It's my own thing. Speaking of my own things, I got one other thing to say. People have their code when these things happens. My own code, when this RV comes to fruition, is actually code letters. It's PMFTCB. That means Peel Me From the Ceiling Brothers. On that note, You guys have a nice day. Good talking to you. Hey, Jerry, anytime you want to give me a call, we could talk about certain things. You got my number.
Well, hold on.
It's just. I mean,
know.
You know,
Hold on. Let me write your number down here. I know it's probably in an email somewhere, but you know, I've had a few emails come in since then.
Well, it should come over on your Skype screen, no? I mean, how do you know?
No, I'm looking at it. I just had.
Okay.
I know, but if it's sent it an email, I don't know how many emails back it is. So that's why I just.
It's quite a few back.
All right. Okay.
That's when I was first introducing myself to you, and you were ignoring me. But now it's a whole different ball of wax. We've kind of gotten to know each other a little better, and I think God always says, He wants His children, to help one another and lift each other up, and I think that's what He wants us to do for each other and for others. So I mean, it's up to you. If you want to give me a call, feel free to do it. Okay.
Well, when my phone isn't ringing. All right. Thank you, sir.
Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye. Wingman, got a question for you. Not from me. It was emailed in. What are your thoughts about gold? Oh, he's still muted out.
I'm there. I'm back. Okay. Here's my thoughts about gold. Right now, what the brokers are doing are trying to get. They're working on people's expectations or fears, depending on what side of the fence you're on, to get you to buy gold. Because it's a hot topic. Election night, it jumped up and down $60 an ounce. It's since settled back down to pre-election values. I think it was at $12.78 today, something like that. But there's a real good argument it's going to go down to $600 within the next 6 months. There's also a really good argument it's going to run up to $3,000 for a while in the next 6 months. So it's going to go way up, and then it's going to come way down. Now, if you're a gambler, hell, gold's a great thing to gamble with right now. But it is a gamble, and nobody knows. Everybody's trying to. The way I see this, everybody's trying to guess what the Trump administration is going to accomplish in its first 100 days. But you can make really solid arguments for both sides of the coin. It really is a crapshoot. Until the Trump administration really begins the act of governing, we don't know how that's going to pan out. There are, in Washington, D.C., there are handshake agreements that go back 20 years among people that have been in Congress and the Senate, especially. And they're powerful people. And they respect their IOUs because someday it's them paying back, and other days it's somebody else paying them back. And that's a whole world unto itself, no matter who is president. No matter who is running the current administration, no matter who has the majorities in the House or in the Senate, no matter who's on the Supreme Court, there are deals in that town that are solid and are not going to be affected one way or the other by a particular entity. And we're not privy to those deals. In fact, nobody in Congress is privy to them. Only the people who made the deals are privy to it. So, you just can't simplify what is going down right now. I know there's the urge to, but don't forget, guys, only half the electorate turned out to vote, and of that half, it basically split down the middle. Being granted, Hillary got right now at least a little more the popular vote, but nothing significant. And Trump won the electoral college. And that's just the way it is. So really, you're looking at, realistically, or for starters like this, 25% of the electorate voted for Donald Trump. 25%, guys. That's a lot of congressmen and a lot of senators
who are beholden to the people who got them in office. And that's the other 75% you're talking here. You know, everybody wants to simplify it. Everybody wants to understand it in a logical form, and there's just no doing that. It's just too messy and too human to project against. So we got to see what happens after the first 100 days. That's going to be your real indicator as to how effective or ineffective the Trump administration is going to be. And by then, we should have an RV in place. And nobody knows what that wild card is going to produce. Nobody has any idea what the new game is going to be once that money starts to hit the street. Yep.
Oh, you're going to have to mute out feedback.
I will.
Findlay, Ohio, 419.
Jerry?
Yes?
Yes? Can you hear me?
Yes.
I started listening to you last year or so when you were with Blondie and Martha and all the girls, and I've listened to all of your calls faithfully. I listened to replays. I probably listened to all your calls at least twice, maybe 3 times some.
Bless your
But
heart.
yet,
I'm
I
so
don't
sorry
tweet.
for your...
But I don't tweet. And it breaks my heart that I don't get your code numbers. Why can't you give me the PIN numbers now?
Do you have a smartphone?
Well, I'm not very smart, but I have one, yeah.
Okay, so if you go to my website, there on the home page, if you scroll down a little bit, there is instructions how to follow me on Twitter without having a Twitter account. And it's real easy to set up.
I've heard you say that, but I just never bothered to do it. I guess I'll have to do it. Well,
And also,
do you not have
if you heard, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, do you have the PIN number yet?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I was hoping if you had it, you'd give it to us.
No, but
I just don't want to miss any calls.
You won't. If you go to my webpage, thewingitcall.com, up there on the heading in the big blue bar is all the information, the call-in numbers, the guest code, all that. So, been there for a long time.
Okay, I've never gone there.
Well,
okay.
Now
I love you guys.
You get to go see the blue moon.
Yeah, I know. I'm the ICO for president lady, but I guess we'll settle for Donald. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Again, if you go to my webpage, you're not muted. There we go. If you go to thewingitcall.com, on the home page there is all the information on how to follow me on Twitter without having a Twitter account and all the call-in numbers and the access codes. I think this is who I'm looking for. Capistrano Valley, is that you?
It is.
949.
No. Yeah. Hey, Jerry, are you there?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not muted. Hello?
No, I've got you unmuted. Go ahead. It's your turn.
Oh, well, thanks. Thanks. Okay, yeah. So I'm in that place that Iko was a few minutes ago, walking away in a grocery store without my stuff. All right. Thank you. All right. So the reason for my call was, and I was probably making a mistake to try to be all detailed and specific, but so let's just cutting right to it. Well, this is a speculation where we've all, made some decisions, and some of them just sort of seat of the pants and so forth, and that's okay. I mean, the downside is small, the upside is potentially huge, and that's why people, I think, get into it. But as you're into it for a while, and I've only been doing this for a couple of years, you make ongoing analysis of what are people doing to say, and does it make sense, and who do I listen to, and all those kind of things. And I guess just recently I have been going through, I don't think, anything approaching a midlife crisis, but certainly where things are getting looked at again. What have I looked at in this again? I've looked at this idea of the Paris Agreement having all sorts of exciting things in it. I've looked at the truthfulness of these people who provide information to it, the intel providers, and even what some of the things they've said. I've looked into some of those as well. So that boils down to this: if you strip away, if you kind of stop and back up and shake your head free of the fog and cobwebs, and you analyze this again, and you think about what's in front of you, and you pretend like it's real life. You pretend like it's real business. You consider it in that way. What do you come up with when you set aside what, on reflection, you realize is just as silly as can be? What do you have left? What's left in that analysis? And I have to be candid and tell you.
That's why we have discernment.
Yeah. But while it's going to sound really negative, there is hardly squat to rely on in this. The Paris Agreement, with respect to ICO, doesn't say anything about gold-backed currencies, about revaluation of currencies. It talks about sweeping, interlocking. I'm sorry, I'll stop for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this, and you have great analytical skills. But I want to get a couple more callers because I'm trying to wrap this up at the bottom of the hour, or at the half hour here.
Good. Yeah. Anyway, that was my thought, and it's just a little disappointing to realize that the fantastic opportunities for good that can be done may end up just being kind of a silly pipe dream. I mean, we'd all like to do it, but come on, to be real, there's not much.
Hey, we're all in this to better ourselves, whether it's a little or a lot. We're all hoping for a lot.
Yeah. And I'm with you there. So we'll see where it goes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You bet. Take care. Bye.
Houston, can you hear me now? One question and one question only.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
How are you, David in Houston? I'm sorry, I came into the call kind of late. I didn't catch your intel, so if you could just give us a little bit of it before you go. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
If you'll catch the replay, please.
Okay.
Thank you. Naperville, Illinois. Come on down. 630.
Yes, hi, Jerry. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, this is a comment on the IMF information that's out, and I'm right on the Dinar Chronicles website right now, and their main posting says RV is tomorrow, today, Republic update, Friday, November 11th, 2016. Did you see that?
Yes, I did, and it's a long read. That's why I didn't read it.
Oh, it's really not a long read. It's a very short read. It just says, RV is tomorrow, today, Republic update, Friday, November 11th. Saturday in China began at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Friday in Washington, D.C. That's the same time the IMF's Christine Lagarde made her GCR RV announcement. The RV is tomorrow, today. Then it has a couple of subnotes on here as well. So that about Jassara requires new elections to be held 120 days after implementation by the Republic. And then it says Hillary Clinton would never have been a candidate for a post-Jassara government. Therefore, Donald Trump would also be a disqualified candidate because he ran against her. And then it says things are not what they appear, folks. Keep an open mind. It's just
Right.
starting to get weird. And all of it is
Right.
leading up to full disclosure of our galactic family already.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, if you want to go read that article, please go to Dinar Chronicles. What's the title of it?
That was the whole thing I just read to you. The title of it is RV is Tomorrow Today. It's their featured post. So
Okay.
it kind of smacks of Yosef. It's kind of got the same format that he puts things out in, but he didn't sign it in his normal signatorial way. But then there's a big map of the standard time zones of the world.
Right.
But
All right,
that's,
sir.
that was 1:20 today Eastern time. So, take it for what it's worth. Okay? Okay,
right,
thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Raleigh, come on down. 919.
Hey, Mr. Jerry, pardon my voice. I got a cold. Hey, your buddy that spoke about there being 93 trillion lower denoms put out. My question is, did he get that from Bruce? Because that doesn't count if he got it from Bruce.
Probably, because that's what Bruce put out. I'm having a trouble with that high a number, because even if they lop off, so many zeros, what does it bring it back to? And for a country that only has 30 million people, and I understand they're going to have some in and out of country, but that's an awful high number.
Well, yeah, Bruce not only said there was 93 put out in the morning, there was another 100 and something trillion put out in the afternoon. So these numbers are just astronomical, as well as the dong went up $6 in the morning, and it's going up another $2 at night. Not once has he ever said a rate has gone down.
Right.
So and 10,000 or above for Zim is just we're talking numbers that would reach from here to the moon. Anyway, have you seen President-elect Trump's new healthcare proposal?
I have not. Is it out there?
There's a 7-point. There's a 7-point proposal. It's written very well. Just the bulletin points.
Where's it at?
I saw it on Facebook. One of my buddies posted it, and it was a good read. So
it'll probably hit the website here pretty soon.
Yeah, it got some interesting things. So,
all right. Thank you,
anyway,
sir.
have a good weekend.
You too. Charlotte, come on down. 704. Hello, Charlotte.
Good, Jerry. Good to talk to you. First time ever.
Having a hard time hearing you, sir.
Any better now?
A little bit, please. Go ahead.
I'm aware of individuals with appointments next week that are totally legitimate and public.
Wait a minute. I'm not understanding. Are you saying that you know somebody that has an appointment next week?
Correct.
Are you that person?
I know people that have that appointment.
Okay, they've called people in before and then sent them home because it didn't happen. What date or what day is their appointment?
Tuesday.
Cool. I can live with that.
But that's group, private, public to follow 3 to 4 weeks thereafter.
Hey, I can live with that too. Well, thank you for that information.
Yes, sir. Appreciate what you do.
All right. Bye.
Jerry.
Auburn, come on down.
Jerry. Hey.
I got kicked off my own call.
That bad.
You are the last caller of the day. Come on down.
The best for last. So,
That's right.
the IMF is confirmed to have made their announcement. I'm still waiting on some confirmation on that dinar rate, but I got my feelers out. So if I get that, I'll get that to you so you can tweet that out. So what else did I miss? I was in and out of your call. I'm really sorry. You going to do a rundown?
No, you have to listen to the replay. Basically, there's not a whole lot that the LDs are supposed to be out in Iraq. There's a rate, don't know the rate, and people have been asking questions. Q&A day.
Yeah. No, I confirmed the LDs. That's good. But, okay.
All righty then.
All right. Well, go back to bacon then.
I will. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey, Chair,
Wingman.
I was just going to add one thing before we close. I still hear people doubting that this event is real. And I just want to share with everybody what I ground my belief in it on. And that is, I have a contact inside one of the premier hedge funds in the world. Okay? This guy's claim to fame was he made $625 million cash on a deal when he was a trader in Wall Street. And he once told me that in any given cycle, 3 or 4 people on Wall Street actually know what the hot deal is, what's coming up. They cash in on it, and then they disappear. And in his case, he didn't quite become a billionaire, but and then a whole other group finds out what the next deal is, and 3 or 4 months down the road, they cash in and then they disappear. And this is how insider trading actually works on a large scale. So he is now a partner in a really prevalent hedge fund. I mean, this is a serious hedge fund. It's in the news all the time. And the one thing he shared with me, in the middle of last year, they knew about the RV. They know about the GCR. They are being economists and financial conservatives and insiders into the world financial community. They had come up with a plan based on what would then the international rates being projected, which was $3.71 on the dinar, 47 cents on the dong, $1.08 on the rupiah, et cetera, et cetera. The ZIM was not in the picture. Okay, they don't consider that. That's too risky. But based on the basket currencies, they had come up with a strategic plan to make billions of dollars off of the GCR and the RV. Now, of course, he's not going to share that plan, but they have invested thousands of man hours in putting something together. So if this group believes in it that strongly, and they're not dinarians, they're not out there listening to all this bullshit on the internet, and in Dinar Chronicles. They're serious financial guys. If they believe it's going to happen, I believe it's going to happen. As to the form and the final payout and all that, it's anybody's guess. But they're convinced it's a go. And I always fall back whenever I get into any serious doubt. I ever get frustrated and think, we're just being lied to every single step of the way. I fall back on that knowledge because it is outside of our little community here, even though our little community is not 30 million strong. All we get is rumor and interpretation and misdirection. You know, we got to sit here and try to sort all this out, and quite frankly, it's almost impossible to do. But the guys pulling the purse string, they know it's going to happen. They're not currency holders. That was the one thing I found interesting. There would be a conflict with whatever they've got planned if they own any of the currency, or could be traced into some sort of exchange through whatever shadow exchangers. That would ruin their entire plan. They couldn't even chance that. But I always find that to be heartening when I get worried. I just wanted to share that with everybody. I haven't shared that in a long time, and we're in a very real thing here. As to the details, flip a coin, flip several coins, but we are going to get a heck of a lot of money out of this thing because we just happen to be at the right time in the right place, and the PTB made a big mistake and underestimated the power of social media. That's it. Just wanted to share that.
And it's a great synopsis. All right, everybody. Thank you once again for allowing me to bring you a little redneck radio and the privilege to do that and some information. Hope it works well for you. And Aiko, what is those famous last words?
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
The conference is now completed. Goodbye.